This is going to be a recitation of a Robert Burns poem, Love and Liberty. I started reading this and found that it had songs in it, but I couldn't find where I could listen to them, so I wrote some of the music for it myself, and I enjoyed doing it that much I thought I'd record it. It's in quite strong Scots, so it's not always easy to understand, especially the verse. The songs are in normal English more often, but if you bear with, I hope the spirit of the poem comes through. I'll give a brief synopsis. Basically, it's set in a tavern on a stormy wintry night somewhere in Scotland, and there's a host of characters. They're getting along merrily and start having a ceilidh, and one after the other they get up to sing a song. The songs tend to be about their lives, about sufferings and joys, sometimes comical, sometimes romantic, sometimes tragic, sometimes not very good, because the characters themselves, for example, be a drunkard or a bit of an oafish tinker, so Burns wrote them songs that were a bit clumsy, but then some of the songs are beautiful. And I'll give the order of the characters. Firstly, there's a soldier who's lost a limb, who sings about his life, and then his wife, then a drunkard, sort of local fool, and then a handsome widow, and then two characters who are taken by this widow sing. Firstly a dwarvish fiddler, and then the oafish tinker, and then the last two songs are by a travelling bard. It's quite long, it's about half an hour. And I apologise for my pronunciation and reading of Burns. I'll just have to do the best I can. Love and Liberty, a cantata. When light leaves bestrow the yard, or wavering like the balky bird, Bedlam could Boreas blast. When hailstains drive with bitter skite, and infant frosts begin to bite, in hoary crannock dressed, in night, and on a merry core, or randy gangrel bodies and pussy Nancies held the splore to drink their ora duddies. With quaffing and laughing, they ranted and they sang, with jumping and thumping, their very girdle rang. First nearest the fire, in old red rags, one sat wheel bracked with mealy bags, and knapsack o'er in order. His doxy lay within his arms, where each scabar and blankets warm. She blinket on her sodger, and I he gies the tosy drab the tither skelpin kiss, while she held up her greedy gab just like an honest dish. Oak smack still did crack so like Ony Cadger's whup. Then swaggering and staggering he roared this ditty up. Tune, Soldier's Joy. Son of Mars, who have been in many wars, and show my cuts and scars wherever I've come. This here was for a wench, and this other in a trench, when welcoming the French at the sound of the drum. La da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da. My apprenticeship I passed, where my breather breathed his last. The bloodied eye was cast on the heights of Aram. I served out my trade when the gallant game was played, and the moral law was laid at the sound of the drum. La da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da. I lastly was with Curtis among the floating batteries, and there I left for witness an arm and a limb. Yet let my country need me, with Elliot to heed me. I'd clatter on my stumps at the sound of the drum. La da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da. And now though I must beg with a wooden arm and leg, and many a tattered rag hanging over my bum, I'm as happy with my wallet, my bottle and my callet, as when I used in Scarlet to follow a drum. La da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da. What though with hoary locks I must stand the winter shocks beneath the woods and rocks, oftentimes for a home, when the tother bag I sell and the tother bottle tell, I could meet a troop of hell at the sound of a drum. La da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da. He ended, and the cabals shook aboon the chorus roar, while frightened ratins backward look and seek the benmost bore. A fairy fiddler free the nook, he skirled out encore, and up arose the martial chuck, and laid the loud uproar. Once was a maid, though I cannot tell when, and still my delight is in proper young men. Some one of a troop of dragoons was my daddy, no wonder I'm fond of her. Soldier laddie, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da. The first of my loves was a swaggering blade to rattle the thundering drum was his trade. His leg was so tight and his cheek was so ruddy, transport out I was with my soldier laddie, la da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da. But the godly old chaplain left him in the lurch. The sword I forsook for the sake of the church. He risked the soul and I ventured the body. 'Twas then I proved false to my soldier laddie, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da. Full soon I grew sick of my sanctified sot. The regiment at large for a husband I got. From the gilded platoon to the fife I was ready. I asked no more but a soldier laddie, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da. But the peace it reduced me to beg in despair, till I met my old boy in a Cunningham fair. His rags regimental, they flooded so gaudy, my heart it rejoiced at a soldier laddie, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da. And now I have lived and know not how long, but still I can join in a cup and a song. And whilst with both hands I can hold the glass steady, here's to thee, my hero, my soldier laddie, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da da. Poor Mary Andrew in the nook sat guzzling wi' a tinker hizzy. They minded nae where the chorus took, between themselves they were so busy. At length wi' drink and courting dizzy, he stooted up and made a face. They turned and laid a smack on Grizzy, sin tuned his pipes with grave grimace. The wisdom's a fool when he's a fool. Sir Knave is a fool in session. He there's apprentice, I trow, but I am a fool by profession. My granny, she bought me a book, and I held away to the school. I fear my talent mistook, but what will you hear with a fool? For drink I would venture my neck, a hizzy's the half from my craft. But what could ye other expect of one that's avowedly daft? I once was tied up like a stirk for civilly swearing and quaffing. I once was abused at the kirk for thousand alas am I daffing. Poor Andrew the tumbles for sport, let nobody name with a jeer. There's even, I'm told, at the court a tumbler caught the premier. Observed ye yon reverend lad make faces to tickle the mob? He rails at the Montebank's word, it's rivalship just to the job. And now my conclusion I'll tell, for faith I'm confoundedly dry. The chiel that's a fool of himself, good Lord, he's far dafter than I. Then Neustat spake a Rachel Colin, were kent for weel to click the sterling, for many a Percy she had hooked, and had in mony a well been ducked. Her love had been a Highland laddie, but weary for the wayful woody, with sighs and sobs she thus began to wail her braw John Highland man. Pygmy scraper on a fiddle, where used to tristies and fairs to driddle, his strapping limb and gauzy middle, he reached nae higher, had hold his hearty like a riddle, and blown on it at fire. Wi' hand on haunch and upward he He ground his gamut 1, 2, 3. Then in Arioso key, the wee Apollo set off with allegretto glee his giga solo. Let me rake up and dry your tear, and go with me and be my dear, and then your care and every fear may whistle, oh the lavio. I'm a fiddler to my trade, and all the tunes I ever played, the sweetest still to life all made, was whistle, oh the lavio. I'll be there, at Kerns and weddings I'll be there, and oh so nicely we will fare. We'll bows about till daddy care, sing, whistle, oh the lavio. I'm a fiddler to my trade, and all the tunes I ever played, the sweetest still to wife or maid, was whistle, oh the lavio. Baines we'll pike, and sun ourselves about the dike, and at our leisure when you like, we'll whistle, oh the lavio. I'm a fiddler to my trade, and all the tunes I ever played, the sweetest still to wife or maid, was whistle, oh the lavio. But bless me with your heaven, oh charms, and while a kittle hair on the arms, hunger couldn't sick harms me, whistle, oh the lavio. I'm a fiddler to my trade, and all the tunes I ever played, the sweetest still to wife or maid, was whistle, oh the lavio. Whistle, oh the lavio. Her charms had struck a sturdy kid, as well as poor gut scraper. He tacks the fiddler by the beard, and draws a roosty rapier. He swore by all was swearing worth to speed him like a plither, unless he would from that time forth relinquish her forever. With ghastly poor Tweedledee upon his punkers bended, and prayed for grace with rueful face, and say the quarrel ended. But though his little heart did grieve, when round the tinkler pressed her, he veined to snirtle in his sleeve, when thus the caird addressed her. My bonny lass, I work in brass, a tinkler is my station. I've travelled round all Christian ground, and in this my occupation I've ta'en this gold and been enrolled in many a noble squadron. But vain they searched when off I marched to go and clout the cauldron. Despise this shrimp, this withered imp, with his noise and a capron, and take a share with those that bear the budget and the apron. And by that stoke my faith and hope, and by that dear Kilbeggie, if e'er you want or meet with skank, may I never wet me craigie. The caird prevailed, the unblushing fair, in his embraces sunk, partly with love overcome sincere, and partly she was drunk. Sir Violino, with an air that showed a man of spunk, wished unison between the pair, and made the bottle clunk to their health that night. But Hurchin Cupid shot a shaft that played a dame a shavey. The fiddler raked her fore and aft behind the chicken cavey. Her lord await o' Homer's craft, though limpin' with a spavey, he hurled up and lapped like daft, and showed them dainty Davy about that night. He was a care-defying blade, as ever Bacchus listed, though fortune sair upon him laid, his heart she ever missed it. He had no wish but to be glad, no want but when he thristed. He hated naught but to be sad, and thus the muse suggested his sang that night. For all that and all that. Folks and all that, but home I like the glaring bike from town to town. I draw that for all that and all that, and twice as muckle as all that. I've lost but one, I've twa behind, I've wife enough for all that. I never drank, the muses stank, Castalia's burn and all that, but there is streams and richly reams my Helican, I call that for all that and all that, and twice as muckle as all that. I've lost but one, I've twa behind, I've wife enough for all that. Great love I bear to all the fair, their humble slave and all that, but lordly will I hold it still, a mortal sin to thrall that. For all that and all that, and twice as muckle as all that. I've lost but one, I've twa behind, I've wife enough for all that. In raptures sweet, this hour we meet your love and all that. But for how long that fly may sting, let inclination lull that. For all that and all that, and twice as muckle as all that. I've lost but one, I've twa behind, I've wife enough for all that. Their tricks and craft, it puts me daft, they've ta'en me in and all that, but clear your decks, and here's the sex, I like the jets for all that, for all that and all that, and twice as muckle as all that, my dearest blood, to do them good, they're welcome till it for all that. So sung the bard, and Nancy's was shook with a thunder of applause, re-echoed from each mouth. They tombed their pox, they pawned their duds, they scarcely left to cure their fuds, to quench their lyre and drouth. Then o'er again the jovial thrang the poet did request, to louse his pack and a wailer sang, a ballad o' the best. He rising, rejoicing, between his twa Deborahs, looks round them and found them, impatient for the chorus. See the smoking bowl before us, mark our jovial ragged ring. Round and round take up the chorus, and in raptures let us sing. A fig for those by law protected, liberty's a glorious feast. Courts for cowards were erected, and churches built to please the priest. What is title, what is treasure, what is reputation's care? If we lead a life of pleasure, 'tis no matter how or where. A fig for those by law protected, liberty's a glorious feast. Courts for cowards were erected, churches built to please the priest. With the ready trick and fable, round we wander all the day, and at night in barn and stable, hug our doxies on the hay. A fig for those by law protected, liberty's a glorious feast. The courts for cowards were erected, churches built to please the priest. carriage through the country light a rove? Does the sober bed of marriage witness brighter scenes of love? As fake for those by law protected, liberty's a glorious feast. The courts for cowards were erected, churches built to please the priest. Life is all a variorum, we regard not how it goes. Let them prate about decorum, who have character to lose. A fig for those by law protected, liberty's a glorious feast. Courts for cowards were erected, churches built to please the priest. Here's to budgets, bags and wallets, here's to all the wandering train. Here's our ragged brats and callets, one and all cry out amen. A fig for those by law protected, liberty's a glorious feast. Courts for cowards were erected, churches built to please the priest. To Rabbie Burns. God bless you.